Experts were waiting for former U.S. President Donald Trump to surrender to authorities at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta, Georgia. And the booking process could yield a historic first, a mugshot of a former American president. Trump speaking to former Fox News host Tucker Carlson about his latest and fourth criminal indictment during that interview last night.
It started with protests against you, massive protests, right. Organized protests by the left, and then it moved to impeachment twice, right. And now indictment. I mean, the next stage is violence. Are you worried that they're going to try and kill you? Why wouldn't they try and kill you, honestly?
They're savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick.
Trump's surrender comes a day after 8 Republican presidential candidates traded barbs at their first debate of the 2024 election.
8 Republican candidates have qualified and have chosen to be here on our debate stage tonight.
You may only recognize a few of these faces, but these 8 Republican candidates are hoping to sway Americans enough to be able to even contend with former President Donald Trump, who has a massive lead over all of them. One of these candidates, or Trump, will eventually represent the GOP and run for president in the 2024 election.
Our country is in decline. This decline is not inevitable, it's a choice. We need to send Joe Biden back to his basement and reverse American decline.
While Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has consistently stood in second place in the polls, though well behind Trump, it was 38-year-old businessman Vivek Ramaswamy who seemed to be at the center of the debate last night.
So first, let me just address a question that is on everybody's mind at home tonight. Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name, and what the heck is he doing in the middle of this debate stage? I'll tell you, I'm not a politician, Brett. You're right about that. I'm an entrepreneur. My parents came to this country with no money 40 years ago. I have gone on to found multi-billion-dollar companies. I did it while marrying my wife, Apurva, raising our 2 sons, following our faith in God. That is the American dream. And I am genuinely worried that that American dream will not exist for our 2 sons and their generation unless we do something about it.
Ramaswamy quickly showed why he has crept up in the polls when he showcased his ready-for-video, on-message approach, and he was flattered by the attention.
You know, it was an honor. I took it as a badge of honor as the 38-year-old outsider in this race.
Meanwhile, Trump decided to skip the debate altogether and instead was interviewed by former Fox News host Tucker Carlson.
It's debate night, but we're not in Milwaukee.
The pre-taped interview on social media platform X garnering over 200 million views.
Mr. President, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Why are you at the Fox News debate tonight in Milwaukee?
Well, you know, a lot of people have been asking me that, and many people said you shouldn't do them, but you see the polls have come out, and I'm leading by 50 and 60 points. And, you know, some of them are at 1 and 0 and 2. And I'm saying, do I sit there for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, and get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president? Should I be doing that?
Despite his mounting legal problems, Trump maintained that the 2020 presidential election was rigged.
We got millions and millions more votes. You know, it wasn't even a contest. People said, well, what do you think of 20? I said, we did much better. We did. You got to base it on the number of votes. We got many more votes in 20 than we did in 16. But the election was rigged. It was a rigged election. And with COVID, they used COVID to cheat in a lot of different things, and we have so much on it. It's like so easy.
There were also some interesting comments made about President Joe Biden.
This crooked Joe Biden is so bad. He's the worst president in the history of our country. I don't think he's going to make it to the gate, but, you know, you never know. But he's a corrupt person, so corrupt that I took the name off Hillary. You know, I don't do 2 people at one time. I took the crooked Hillary and I retired the name. That was a good day for her. I bet she was very happy. And physically, he's not exactly a triathlete. They love pictures of him on the beach. I think he looks terrible on the beach. He looks terrible on the beach.
Skinny legs.
Well, he can't walk through the sand.
And Trump told Carlson that if he were still president, the war in Ukraine would have never started. Only time will tell if Trump's legal problems will hinder his chance at becoming commander-in-chief again.